All right. Hello, my name is Samia Gayfield, and I go to Barstow Community College. My program of study is communications, but when I transfer, I'm going to go more to psychology because that was always my dream. And I'm kind of new here since I moved up from Victorville. So I think I've kind of completed already one semester or so, but I'm almost close to transferring, so I'm almost there. When and where was I born? Well, I was born June 11, 2005, and where I was born in Victorville, and I'm now living here in Barstook. And when I was a child, I always wanted to be an animator because I always remember myself drawing. I did more singing, but I didn't think I would make it in singing, so I always wanted to be an animator, and I always wanted to draw because I also was into, anime and such. So things like that. And my home life back then when I was living with my mom, I could say that it definitely wasn't the best. Let's just be honest, it was dysfunctional really. But I felt like in my mind, it didn't matter to me because all I really wanted to have was just be with my family. And I felt like no matter what happened, things would be okay with my family as things go. So let's see. I've viewed a domestic violence, but not towards me or my sisters, more towards my sister's dad and my mom. And I guess a few times we've almost became homeless going from hotel to hotel here in Barstow. But thankfully we always had my grandma here down here too, so we've been all right. So things like that. And then when I was around 9 to almost 10 years old, then CPS was called and I was taken into foster care with the rest of my siblings. My foster care experience is really interesting and spans 8 years. Honestly, at first, it was really traumatizing because I was like, oh, what's going on? I'm getting taken away from my family. And let's just say, yes, I was really depressed, anxiety and everything. And I had a lot of responsibility on me because I was told by my mom to watch over my siblings while I was in foster care. So I always felt like I was a second parent since my mom wasn't there. I've been in 2 foster homes, not because of issues, but because of issues with one of my other siblings. And the first foster mom we were with, apparently she wasn't taking care of us of how she was supposed to, from what I remember. So me and my sister moved with a Guatemalan family and my brother with another African-American family. And from there was a lot of struggles, a lot of heartaches, a lot of anguish, a lot, but it turned out okay in the end. It really did. And where I am now in life, I recently just got out of foster care. I just turned 18 and now I live with my grandma. I still have a good relationship with my foster guardian. I still consider her my second family, even though when I was living with her, sometimes I would get annoyed when she would say, Samia, I see you as my daughter, and all the family would say, we see you as our sister, either non-biological or not. And sometimes I would get upset, but now that I'm out of the household, I can see it differently. I'm happy that they're also there for me too, even though it was because of a terrible, experience that happened to me and my siblings, but I'm really happy. And I live with my grandma now in Barstow, and I'm doing college, and I'm doing fine. My life is okay. And how did I learn about NextUp? In Victorville, when I was living there, I was going to VVC, and I was also in NextUp, but I wasn't able to fully get into it. But I was told that they had NextUp here in Barstow Community College. So that's when I came up here and also got into the program. And honestly, it's really helpful. I like how we have get-togethers sometimes because I'm kind of an introverted person, and it's good for me to go out and meet people and talk to them in the community. And, there's other people who also went through foster care. Like, I know that, but it's nice to hear the stories too. It's not like only I kind of went through that. And so I feel like NextUp has really helped me. They give me a lot of support. And as someone who is doing 5 college classes in the span of 9 weeks, they end next month. NextUp is really there to help me. Like, if I really need help and I'm struggling, they're there for me. It's all good.
Hello, my name is Shalia Rogers. I'm a former foster youth and also a student here at Barstow Community College. My major is business administration. I was born in Madera, California, in Northern California, but was raised in the Inland Empire, California, San Bernardino, and Rialto area. when I was a kid, I wanted to be a fashion designer. I'm working on something to do with fashion, but not designing. I guess styling people. A little bit about my childhood. Our home was, I wouldn't say it got dysfunctional. I really didn't realize it was dysfunctional until I was a teenager. But when I was born, after I left Madeira Hospital, I didn't leave with my mom, my biological mom, or my biological dad. I left with my grandma. I'm the youngest of three girls, and my biological mom, wasn't in none of her daughter's life due to her being in jail and in the streets. And I don't know my biological dad. My grandma, which was my caretaker, she passed when I was 7. And I went with a relative after that. And when my grandma died, that's when I started realizing that, like, my life was, like, different. Even though I knew I didn't have a mom and a dad, like, my life was pretty great. Like, 2-story house, like, big, loving family, until my grandma passed. When I turned 13, the relative I was living with, we were having, like, bumping heads a lot, and I was experiencing verbal and physical abuse, and ended up in foster care system when I was 15, on my 15th birthday, actually. After that, it was, I could say the system helped me a lot. My experience in the system, I was in one foster home and for 9 months, and my foster mom kicked me out due to me being depressed or really emotional about the experience. It felt like my energy was rubbing off on the other girls. So I ended up in group homes from the age of 16 till I aged out when I was 18. And the group home system really helped me a lot. Like, I needed that structure. I needed the extra people around me, the extra attention, the stable roof over my head, the clothes. I just used my foster care experience different and looked at it as just more opportunities and resources that I didn't get out home. And I used it to the best of my advantage, and I aged out, used transitional housing. I ended up giving birth when I was 20, and now I'm a mom and taking college classes to get my career and life together. I'm still young, figuring it out, yeah. And next up, this program here at Barstow Community College, it helps me a lot with extra support when it comes to resources, just someone to talk to when it comes to my classes or anything, or homework, events to help, like, celebrate and bring family and meet peers in the area. And I would suggest everyone check it out.
Hi, my name is Alita Wells. I'm a student here at Barstow College. I am majoring in liberal arts, humanities. This is currently my second semester that I've attended here. I was born in Apple Valley and mostly raised like in the high desert area. Like, I've been in Victorville, Adelanto, Apple Valley, and of course Barstow. When I was a child, I never really had one set career path that I wanted. Like, I had times where I wanted to be like a teacher, or sometimes I wanted to be an artist, and I bounced around a lot of ideas. And like, but my home life, I grew up mostly with I'm the oldest of 6 younger siblings, and then I also have 2 older step siblings. I spent a lot of my life living with my mom and my stepdad. I never knew my biological dad. And I went into foster care when I was 12 years old. There's basically just a lot of like physical and a little bit of sexual abuse within the household, and like my stepdad was arrested, and all of my siblings, there's a lot of us, we were all separated. A lot of my younger siblings went to live with some family members. I was lucky enough to at least stay with some of my sisters. Well, about my experience in foster care, it wasn't terrible. I did bounce around a bunch of different foster homes and schools, all for various reasons. But overall, I had, like all the social workers were pretty nice. And for a while, early when I was in foster care, we were trying to reunify me and all of my siblings with my mother. But eventually it didn't work out. And so from there, we had to find permanent placement. A lot of my younger siblings were placed together and were adopted by my aunt. And me and two of my sisters, we stayed together, and we eventually found a permanent placement. My current legal guardian, I loved her like a mom. She's very good to me, and I live a very good home life now. I still live with her, like, she lives in town. I live with her as I'm going to college. She still provides everything for me. When I moved in with this family, they took me and my sisters in and treated us like family, and I will forever be grateful for that. And even now, like, I'm 18 and I still live with my mom, and she still like cooks meals for me. She provides everything that I need. She helps me when I need it. And so even though being in foster care, it wasn't the best, but it was a good experience, and it came with a lot of good resources. And now, like, I'm attending college, and the NextUp program has also been a great help. They provide a lot of resources. It's nice to be able to connect to other people who are also like me, and all the stuff that they provide and all the events we do. I enjoy it all very much, and I'm really thankful for like everything. And yeah, that's all. Thank you.